Hello there! Today I thought I would bring you a discussion video. Now, I haven't done a discussion in a very long time, and this is one that I'm quite excited about. It was actually spurred on by a book I read recently that I'm sure if you've watched my first part of my March wrap-up, you'll already know what that was. And I felt very much like it almost took a risk and went down a path that didn't have the stereotypical happy ending. In the end, it did have the happy ending, and obviously everything was fine. But it made me think about the fact that I have always enjoyed books that take a risk of an unhappy ending. I think it adds something. Like, obviously it has to be in keeping with the book. You can't just have an unhappy ending for no real reason, which, me before you, I watched the film last night, and that actually made me think, yeah, the unhappy ending didn't necessarily fit with it. Although, I don't know, it's difficult, but I felt like the unhappy ending was kind of in there to give it an edge over other things of similar themes. But I think in some instances an unhappy ending is really effective, or not necessarily, it doesn't have to be unhappy, but I think writers very much feel this pressure to go down a happy route and make sure that everything looks like it's all hunky-dory at the end. But obviously we're writing about real life, and this is something I struggle with a lot in my own writing, and it's actually, there's a story I'm writing at the moment that could have a really quite grim and bleak ending, or it could have a little slither of hope in there, and I don't really want to put the sliver of hope in there because I feel like it would kind of cheapen the story. But at the same time, I think there is definitely a pressure to put a slither of hope in, because ultimately we read to escape, and we want to leave that book feeling at least positive in some way. Most people don't like to be depressed as much as I do. I do enjoy a book that really makes me unhappy that I can just mope about. One incident would be Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman, which I read when I was about 12. The ending really stayed with me, and I still have those feelings of the ending because it is so shocking, and you can't believe that it's happened, and it's just like, that was probably my first experience of an unhappy ending in a book. And I think an unhappy ending definitely makes a book stay with you longer, but it also does have the risk of leaving you with a sense of dissatisfaction. So you want the book to come to a rounded and complete conclusion, and you want to know that your characters are happy, that they've moved through these hard times and come to a happy place. I thought I would open this up for discussion because it's something that I definitely struggle with. I just don't know what the right solution would be to the problem, because there's merits for both, and I think, yes, it's important to make literature escapism and happy place, but at the same time I think it's also important to reflect real life in that literature, and obviously in real life there is not always a happy ending. I think I'm probably trying to get to a place where I sort of marry the both together and have an unhappy ending that has got some form of possibility that things could get better. I just don't know. It's such a difficult subject, and as I say, I know a lot of people like things to end on a happy note, and ultimately, you know, that is what we read for. We don't want to finish a book feeling absolutely morbidly like there's no hope in life. But it's one of those funny things, and it's something that's sort of been growing in me for a while, and I feel especially like sometimes in order to get that happy ending I might overwrite my endings or make them too rounded, because I think an open ending is always quite good, and I think an open ending might well be the answer. I mean, look at The Crimson Petal and the White. Nothing is really resolved, and it is very much left open to the reader, but for me that was perfect because it doesn't overwrite itself or reach out for a happy ending that didn't need to be there. It just leaves it open and it lets you make up your mind. So if you're a person that likes unhappy endings, you can choose that, or if you're a person that likes happy endings, you can decide that that's what happened. Then I know a lot of people also don't like ambiguous endings, so it's a never-ending problem. Please let me know down below what you think about this, and whether you would rather read a book that has a happy ending, or whether you would rather read a book that is more real to life and has that unhappy hint in there with maybe a little bit of positivity. I don't know. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you think. I don't know if this is something other people will even think about, but there you go. Bye.